Hello, my friends. Welcome to CJ Reads Books. I'm CJ, and today we're going to be talking series review. As usual, all series reviews has spoilers in them. So, yeah, here we go. So, the series that we are reviewing is the Parable series. So, the Parable series was written by Miss Octavia E. Butler in the 90s. I believe the first book was 1994, the second book was in 1998, and it is set, guess what, in the time of now. So it's like 2024 to 2070 something. And as bizarre as the book is and all the content in it was so realistic to the point where if something specific shifted in our world, it would have happened like immediately. So let's start off with the Parable of the Sower. Now, the Parable of the Sower starts off with Miss Olamina, the main character, who, and trigger warning, lots of grape, lots of abuse, lots of domestic violence, lots of all that, unaliving, all that. So it's set in a post-apocalyptic world. There is still a president, but everything is in shambles. There are raids, there is high demand in food, high demand in cars, trucks, all that stuff. So it is technically still livable in this world, but super hard to live. It starts off with Miss Lauren's family, and it's been a minute since I read this novel because this novel took me 3.5 weeks to read. Okay, it took me a long time to digest this novel. The second one took me a little shorter, but also like 2 weeks. So in total, this series took me about 2 months to read, and I haven't gotten around to doing a review until now, so bear with me. So yeah, the first book follows Miss Lauren, and she has founded a religion by herself. So her dad is a pastor, so she is used to preaching and used to all that stuff. So she has found her own religion based off God being in the stars and all that stuff. In the first book, it kind of just brushes on that. But we see the main character lose her family, lose her brother. Later in the second book, we found out where he's been. And she gets with a man twice her age. Her struggles are real. They are real. She has to travel as a boy to get by, to pass, and to not get raped and stuff. So, like, this is a like real story. What could happen in a world where it's all chaos? And they go on a trip and they walk from I can't remember to I can't remember. Yeah, I think they're trying to get to California, but you know, all that stuff. So it's a lot of traveling, it's a lot of preaching, it's a lot of what could happen, but like think of it as like the 90s. So what could happen now? So then we shift into the second book, Parable of the Talents. I didn't enjoy this book as much as I did the first one. Granted, I didn't enjoy the first book much at all because of how real it was, because of it being this true, I guess is the way to say it. So the second one follows her daughter, and she doesn't really see or know about her mother's except in letters. So it kind of uses the past present form of narrating to figure out where her mother had been and what she was doing and all that stuff. And it turns out that all this time, she, after they got to a safe place, which I forgot to mention in the first book, like I said, these books are rusty to me because A, I didn't enjoy them, and B, it took too long for me to read, so I can't remember a thing about them or much about them. But follows letters. It keeps jumping back from uh past to kind of present. So it jumps from her point of view, and then it jumps back to her mother and her letters and stuff. And her mother was her little community that she had built. They were raided. Her father was killed. Her brother was taken, and it was just chaos. And she was taken as a young child. So she grew up in slavery, and her mother became like religious captives or whatever. And it was, I think the reason why I didn't enjoy the second book as much was because it was so religious based. It was because she was considered a cult where her community was vandalized and all that stuff. So after a lot of back and forth of the letters and what's going on in the present form, it showed a lot of religious bias, kind of like what we are going through now and what we have always gone through. So like it ends off with the fact that her mother finally finds her at age like 80, 85, and realizes that she's been with her uncle this whole time. Her uncle had found her at a young age and had tracked her and had thought that that would be a better life for her because who would want to travel with a cult leader, you know? So she grew up knowing kind of who her mother was, but not really. Not really wanting to find her and all that stuff. So, all in all, I gave this series 2 stars, I think, because it didn't fit any of the boxes that I enjoyed. Now, I am not a fan of post apocalyptic dystopian novels. I've been reading a lot of those lately, and I'm really not a fan. However, that being said, this one was a little real and also a little too religious based for me. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how else to explain it. But yeah, have you all read this series before? And if you have, I want to know what you thought of it. Because I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. But it took me such a long time to read that I feel like part of my low rating is that I lost interest in it. So what do y'all think? Comment down below. Also, down below, I have a couple links. The first is to my Etsy store. I sell blind dates with the book, so if you are interested in that, please come check it out. It means a lot to me. Second link is to my Patreon. So my Patreon is a monthly membership where all my posts go first. So every post that I make and I edit them, it goes straight to Patreon instead of YouTube and Instagram. It gets immediately scheduled for a future date. Patreon gets on there immediately. The third link is to my Amazon wishlist. I just have a bunch of random stuff that will help me with my streaming and my YouTube channel. So if you want to help me with that, go there. My fourth link, you can buy me a coffee. Or if you can't and you're struggling, it's okay. I'm right there with you. Please click all my buttons down below. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend about my book reviews. It mean a lot to me. And put down in the comments, what's your favorite dystopian novel? I would like to know. I want to read some more that are good, that are more decent, so let me know. As always, thank you, Robert Wilhelm, for being my one and only Patreon supporter right now. You are awesome, and when I rise to the top, know that you'll be the first. And everybody, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.